First, the headlines. Sit-in protests and tours rally demanding unconditional release of 3 cadres of UNLF-P continues. Renowned lyricist Hangzam Kora passes away. He was 79. Centre notifies PIB's fact-check unit under its rules ahead of Lok Sabha polls. US reaffirmed Arunachal Pradesh as Indian territory amidst China's claim. ISIS India had Haris Faruqi, 8 arrested in Dhubri. All agency banks to remain open for public on Sunday, March 31st. Arunachal struck by 2 consecutive earthquakes, no damages reported. And curfew relaxed in Imphal East, West and Thabal district till 10 p.m. for Kaksing district till 8 p.m. In Bishnupur district, curfew has been relaxed till 5 p.m. today. Hello, good afternoon. You're watching ELITETV English News at 12:30. Now the news in detail. Torch rally demanding unconditional release of the 3 officials of Panmei-led United National Liberation Front (UNLF) was organized last night at Wainam Sawangbong area in Lylong Assembly constituency. Many Myra Paibis of the area under the initiative of Wainam Sawangbong Apunba Myra Paibis Loop took part of the torch rally. The Myra Paibis denounced the arrest of 3 officials of Panmei-led UNLF, including Chief of Army Sidaba Mapu by NIS. They demanded immediate release of the 3 officials without any conditions, as they are the men of the Panmei-led UNLF who signed peace talks agreements with the government of India. They shouted that we want peace. We blame the nature of the NIA. Makes meaningful of the peace talk. We should continue hesitations until and unless the state officials are released, they shouted. On the other hand, the Myra Paibis of High Rock area organized torch rally denouncing the arrest of the 3 officials of Panmei-led UNLF by INA. Many Myra Paibis of the area took part in the rally. Ningthauzam Rita Devi, secretary of the High Rock Apunba Myra Paibi, expressed that we demand unconditional release of the state officials of the Panmei-led UNLF as they signed peace talk agreements with the government of India recently. We condemn the nature of the INA. We also condemn the statement of Chief Minister regarding the arrest of the 3 cadres. The Chief Minister has expressed that he was not given prior information regarding the arrest of the 3 cadres of the Panmei-led UNLF. This shows that he is not qualified for the post. He should be resigned in moral grounds, he added.
Ngasi aikogi Manipur na siyaw na warwa matam sida ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯦꯠ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯁꯦꯟꯇꯔ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯅꯁꯨ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯃꯤꯠꯌꯦꯡ ꯆꯪꯕꯤꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯖꯔꯝꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯈꯨꯟꯒꯤ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯏꯃꯥ ꯏꯕꯦꯟꯁꯤꯡꯒ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯏꯔꯝꯗꯝꯁꯤ ꯀꯟꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯈꯨꯟꯁꯤ ꯉꯥꯛꯆꯔꯦ ꯁꯤꯗꯩꯁꯤꯗ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯒ ꯋꯥꯔꯤ ꯁꯥꯟꯅꯗꯅ ꯌꯥꯅꯕ ꯄꯨꯔꯛꯇꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯃꯊꯣꯡ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯈꯪꯗꯅ ꯑꯦꯟ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯐꯥꯕꯤꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯀꯗꯥꯏꯗ ꯂꯩꯈꯤꯕꯅꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯊꯣꯡ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯈꯪꯗꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯤꯗꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯕꯤꯔꯦꯟꯅꯁꯨ ꯈꯪꯗꯦ ꯃꯉꯣꯟꯗ ꯐꯣꯛ ꯇꯥꯛꯑꯝꯗꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅꯗꯤ ꯃꯥꯁꯨ ꯂꯤꯗꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯗ ꯃꯇꯤꯛ ꯆꯥꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯃꯥꯁꯨ ꯐꯝ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯄꯤꯔꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯐꯥꯈ꯭ꯔꯤꯕ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯀꯟꯗꯤꯁꯟ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯌꯥꯎꯗꯅ ꯑꯊꯨꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯄꯤꯔꯛꯎ ꯅꯠꯇꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯃꯃꯥ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯏꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯁꯥꯊꯤ ꯁꯥꯊꯤꯕ ꯃꯈꯜ ꯃꯈꯜꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯥꯂꯣꯡ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯜꯂꯛꯀꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯅ ꯁꯦꯡꯅ ꯈꯪꯕꯤꯌꯣ ꯁꯤꯃꯇꯪ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯒꯦ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔ.
Renowned lyricist of Manipur, Thangzam Kora, passes away today. He was 79. Let Kora was born in Wangkai, Thangzam Laikai in the year 1945. He was undergoing treatment at seizure hospitals recently. His contributions in the fields of lyrics is priceless. He received Best Lyrics Awards in 1999 on his lyric, Yaining Tha Amadi. He wrote the Manipuri feature films, Konzel. Moreover, he was honored with the Lifetime Achievers Award in 2012 by AMMIK. The central government on Wednesday notified the setting up of a fact-checking unit FCU to monitor contents on social media concerning its business under the recently amended information technology rules. An exercise of the powers conferred by the sub-clause 5 of clause B of the sub-rule 1 of the rule 3 of the Information Technology, Intermediary Guidelines and the Digital Media Ethics Code, Rules 2021, the central government hereby notifies the fact-check units under the Press Information Bureau of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting as the fact-check units of the central government for the purposes of the said sub-clause in respect of any business of the central government, the notification said. A U.S. official has confirmed that Washington acknowledges Arunachal Pradesh as Indian territory. The statement comes in response to the Chinese military's assertion that the state is an inherent part of the China's territory. The United States has expressed strong opposition to any attempts to assert territorial claims across the line of actual control (LAC). The principal deputy spokesperson of the U.S. State Department, Vedant Patel, stated in his Delhi conference on Wednesday, the United States recognizes Arunachal Pradesh as Indian territory, and we strongly oppose any unilateral attempts to advance territorial claims by the incursions or encroachments, the military or the civilians across the line of actual control. A U.S. official has responded to a recent statement by the senior Colonel Zhang Jiaogang, spokesperson for the Chinese Defense Ministry. Zhang declares that China does not recognize and firmly opposes the illegals established Arunachal Pradesh by India, referring to it as Jiangnam. In a reaction to this, Randhir Jaswal, spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs, dismisses China's claims as absurd on Tuesday. He reiterated that Arunachal Pradesh is and will always remain as integral and inalienable part of India. He added that the repeating baseless arguments does not give such claims any validities, and the people of Arunachal Pradesh will continue to benefit from the India's developments, programs and infrastructures projects. Earlier this month, China's lodged its protest with India over Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visits to Arunachal Pradesh. During his visit, Modi inaugurated the Sela tunnels, the world's longest by-length tunnels, ensuring all-weather connectivity to Tawang, which shares the border with China in the north. The Reserve Bank of India has said that March 31st, 2024 Sunday will be a working day for all agencies banks dealing with the government's transaction. The Government of India has made a request to keep all branches of the banks dealing with the government receipts and payments opens for transaction on March 31st, 2024 Sunday, so as to account for all the government transactions relating to receipts and payments in the 5 years plan 2023 to 2024 itself. The Reserve Bank of India has said that the March 31st, 2024 Sunday will be a working day for all agency banks dealing with the governments in transaction. Some of the public sector banks, PSBs, which are listed under RBI's agency banks are Banks of Baroda, Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, Canara Bank, Central Bank of India, Indian Bank, and Indian Overseas Banks, among others. On the other hand, some of the private banks listed under RBI's agencies banks are Axis Bank Limited, City Union Banks Limited, DCB Banks Limited, Federal Banks Limited, HDFC Banks Limited, and ICICI Banks Limited, among others. Two top-ranking ISIS leaders in India who are reportedly hiding in neighboring countries were apprehended by an STF teams in Dhubri sectors. The team led by the Partha Sarathi Mahanta, IPS, IGP, STF, Kalyan Kumar Pathak, APS, Additional SP, STF, was deployed in response to credible information about their plans across borders entry to carry out sabotage activities. The accused were detected in the Dharmasala area of the Dhubri on the morning of March 20 after crossing the international border. The apprehended individuals identified as Haris Faruqi, the heads of the ISIS in India, and his associates Anurag Singh are wanted by the NIA. As per police, at around 4:15 a.m. yesterday, the accused persons were detected as Dharamsala area of Dhubri after they had crossed the international border. Both of them were apprehended and brought to the SDF office at Guwahati. The identified of the both of them were ascertained, and it was found that accused Haris Faruqi, alias Haris Ajmal Faruqi, son of Ajmal Faruqi of the Chakrata, Dehradun, is the head of the ISIS in India. His associate Anurag Singh as Rehan, son of Mambir Singh of the Diwana, Panipat, got converted to Muslims, and his wife is a Bangladeshi national. Both of them are highly indoctrinated and motivated leaders, members of the ISIS in India. Both are highly indoctrinated ISIS leaders in India implicated in recruitment, terror funding, and planning terror acts across the nation. Several cases against them are pending at NIA, Delhi, ATS, Lucknow, and others. Meanwhile, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma commended the Assam police for arresting two ISIS leaders in Dhubri, Assam on March 20. He reiterated that the state's commitment to combating fundamentalisms and terrorism, stating, "We shall continue our fights against fundamentalisms and eradicate the terrorism from our nations under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi." Thank you, Assam Police. Two top-ranking ISIS leaders in India who are reportedly hiding in the neighboring countries were apprehended by the SDF teams in Dhubri, Assam on March 20. The team led by the Pratha Sarathi Mahanta, IPS, IGP, SDF, Kalyan Kumar Pathak, IPS, Additional SP, SDF, was deployed in response to credible information about their plans cross borders entry to carry out sabotage activities. The SDF Assam will hand over the accused to the NIA for further legal actions. And now let's take a short break. Keep watching for more updates.
Welcome you all to UNAPO School Channel, Imphal East, a fully residential school ranked Manipur #1 in All India School Ranking Awards 2023-24 by Education World in Co-Education Boarding School category. Academic session for 2024-25 will begin on 1st April 2024. Registrations are open for classes 4 to 9. Hurry up for registration.
Presto personalized wonders, Imphal da nangna handokjare, hairibasida personalized gifts, corporate gifts, awards and mementos, home decor, office rubber stamp-nachingba potlamsing mafam asida phambigani ngasi maglangsinbirau Tilak Ras Enterprises, Presto, Thangal Bazar near Kasturitong, Imphal. Contact number 0385-244-9025 natraga 98621-00456.
Diabetes ka loina da hinglibasing tha amagi manungda control toba ngamle. Urea creatinine wangbasu tha amagi manungda hantaba ngamle. Khong hamba nungaitabasu numit manganigi manungda fahanba ngamle. Bile saibadi nungsang nabasu chama da chama fahanba ngamle. Cholesterol wangba numit kunida normal oiba ngamle. BP wangbasu tha amagi manungda normal oiba ngamle. Fatty liver oibasu tha amagi manungda fagat hanba ngamle. Pumnamak natural oiba hidak makhalna laying jabani. Hakjang da sokadaba side effect amata laite. Makata na hidak chabagi mathaw su tararoi. Hena kupa parol gidamak ngasi maklangsin birau Diabetes Hospital Soibam Laikai Ayangpali Road opposite Karkinos Jenims Hospital Porompat Imphal East near Punjab National Bank.
Welcome back after the break. In order to handle criminal appeals, revisions and petitions pertaining to the protection of children from sexual offences, Act and Section 439(1)(a) of the Criminal Procedure Code, the Guwahati High Court in Assam has released new practice guidelines. These rules are intended to safeguard victims' rights and guarantee that pertinent parties receive the appropriate notification. In situations where the Indian Penal Code includes Section 376, 376A, 376DA, and 376DB that deals with the serious sexual offences, the High Courts or the Court of the Session is required to inform the public prosecutors within 15 days of receiving the bail applications before granting bail. The informants or their designated representative must get written notifications from the investigating officers of their entitlements to attend the bail hearing. This correspondence in the format specified, Annex A, need to be sent with the bail application replies or status report. The informants or the authorized representatives' attendance will be ensured by the courts using all reasonable means. A copy of the bail application, appeals, revisions or petitions will be served by the registry to the public prosecutors, who will then submit it to the officer in charge or the IO of the relevant police station. The victims, guardians or the support person must then be informed of the High Court's proceeding by the officers. The victims, guardians, support person must be included as a party in every such applications, appeals, revisions, petitions filed in the High Court. Whilst in pleadings, the victims, the courts will strictly adhere to the guidelines in Section 33(7) of the POCSO Act to protect their identity. A formal notice will be issued to the impleaded party through the officer in charge. In the events that the victim's guardians or support person is unable to pay for the legal representations, the notification to them will also advise them of the availability of free legal aid counsels. These new policies took immediate effect. Leaders of 10 organizations from 6 districts in eastern Nagaland have decided to boycott the Lok Sabha elections. The decision was made at a public meeting in the Tuensang, where they agreed to adhere to resolutions from February 23rd, calling for the abstention from the central or the state's election. The Eastern Nagaland Public Organizations, ENPO, the leading groups, stated that this resolution is due to the center's failures to establish the frontier Nagaland territories before the announcements of the Model Code of Conduct for the parliamentary polls. Home Minister Amit Shah had promised a positive step towards this on December 7, 2023. ENPO has been tasked with formulating strategies for implementing the boycotts and will write to the centers to disregard any write-ups or the cessations on the frontier Nagaland territory for anyone else. Eastern Nagaland has long felt neglected in terms of the development. The residents believe that the special arrangements with the financial autonomy could help improve their situation. Documents showing economic disparities have been made public over the years. The demand for a separate state has evolved into a request for unique arrangements under Article 371A that will provide executive, legislative and financial autonomy and arrangements not currently present in the Northeast. According to the Mona Wangno, an independent journalist from the Eastern Nagaland, data on government jobs holders exposes how certain tribes from the Western Nagalands or forward tribes, as they are referred to, has 23,000 government employees in the comparisons to the largest and the most populous tribe. The Konyak only have 7,000 government employees. Why government jobs plays a crucial role in the security of its citizens is a lack of the robust private sectors in Nagaland. So when a family does not have a single government employee in the family, they stares at an uncertain future without financial security. For example, in most areas of Nagaland except cities like Dimapur and Kohima, due to the Article 371A in place, the citizens are not eligible to access investment in the forms of the bank loans. Therefore, without a government job, it is a question of survival in terrains where the logistics are nightmares. In the meantime, Nagaland Chief Minister Nephew Rio has appealed to the Eastern Nagaland People's Organization ENPO to refrain from boycotting electoral processes and emphasize the indispensabilities of the dialogues and cooperations in resolving differences. He said this at the ticket distribution ceremony for People's Democratic Alliance (PDS) consensus candidates Dr. Chumban Muri held at the NDPP headquarters, Chumukadema, on Wednesday. Rio asserts that once all the 20 legislators from Eastern Nagaland return from India, Delhi, the state's cabinets would hold a meeting with them to address their grievances. While stating that the state government has no issue with the ENPO, Rio says that the ENPO and the elected members from the Eastern Nagaland should sit across the table. Rio emphasized on the inclusion dialogues between the elected representatives and the ENPO, highlighting the potential for creations of an autonomous body contingent upon democratic processes and consultations. Rio says that the legislatures were elected and mandated by the peoples, and once the autonomous body is established, each members will also be elected. In this scenario, Rio says that both sides, MLAs and the ENPO, should deliberate on how power sharing should be addressed to serve the people. Although the states has recommended the creation of the autonomous body in 2011, Rio emphasized that the states cannot dictate the terms on how to address the power sharing between the two entities. The Ministry of Home Affairs has recently decided to discontinue the free movement regimes between India and Myanmar. Amidst these changes, a village in Nagaland's Eastern Mon district stands out. The village owns a chief both in both India and Myanmar. This influential figure shapes the political landscapes on both sides of the border, as discovered by the investigations conducted by the India Today NE. Longwa village positions on the India-Myanmar borders presents a unique story of the governance, identity and geopolitics. The central characters in this narrative is an Ang, the tribal chief Tonyai Konyak of the Konyak community. His house symbolizes the delicate border between the two countries, with his bedrooms in India and his living rooms in Myanmar. Ang's dominance crosses political borders as he rules over 30 villages in the Myanmar and 5 in India, creating an unparalleled jurisdictional amalgamations. Speaking to the India Today Northeast, Ang Tonya Konyak, who is the king of the citizens of the Longwa from the India-Myanmar border regions, reveals that he holds border cards from both countries. He displayed his Aadhaar cards from India and 2 border cards of both countries to the India Northeast team. In fact, other residents of the village, including Tonya Konyak's 2 wives, also vote in both countries, though the India Today Northeast teams could not verify this. BJP candidate Sarvananda Sonowal is expected to file his nomination for the Dibrugarh Lok Sabha constituencies on 26 March, with Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma likely to accompany him. Similarly, Assam Jatiya Parishad's Luring Jyoti Gogoi is also expected to file his nominations on the same day. Meanwhile, Aam Aadmi Party candidates Manoj Danawar Dhanowar is expected to file his nominations for the same constituency on 27 March. All three candidates have reportedly collected the nominations forms on Wednesday. The final date for the filling of the nomination is 27 March, with the Election Code of Conduct already enforced across India following the announcements of polls scheduled for the Lok Sabha election. Assam Chief Electoral Officer Anurag Goels made a series of important announcements during a press conference held in the Dispur on March 17. The Assam elections will be conducted in 3 phases for a fair and orderly democratic process. The first phase of the election is scheduled for April 19, with the officials' notifications of the election to be released on March 20. The last date for the filling of the nominations will be 27 March. The scrutiny of the nomination paper will begin on 28 March, and the last day for the withdrawal of nomination paper will be 30 March. The second phase of the electoral process is set to take place on April 26. The key dates include the notification dates on March 28, the final date for the filling nomination on April 4, the scrutiny of the nomination papers on April 5, and the last date for the withdrawal of the nominations on April 8. The third and the concluding phase of the Assam election is slated for May 7. The notification dated for this phase is April 12. The final date for filling nomination is April 19th. The scrutiny of the nomination papers is scheduled for April 20, and the last date for withdrawal of the nomination is April 22. Two earthquakes jolted Arunachal Pradesh early on Thursday, as reported by the National Center for the Seismology. The initial quakes, measuring 3.7 on the Richter scales, struck at 1:49 a.m. with its epicenters in the West Kamang, latitudes 27.38 and a longitude 92.77 at a depth of 10 kilometers. Details about the second quakes have not been disclosed yet. Earthquake of magnitude 3.7 occurred on 21 March 2024, latitudes 27.38 and longitude 92.77, depth 10 km. Location West Kamang, Arunachal Pradesh, India. National Centers for Seismology says in a post on X. A second quake was reported in East Kamang, Arunachal Pradesh at 3:40 a.m. today. The earthquake had a magnitude of 3.4 and the epicenter was located at a latitude of 27.46 and longitude 92.82. The depth of this earthquake was recorded at 5 kilometers. Earthquakes of the magnitude 3.4 occurs on 21 March 2024, latitudes 27.46 and longitude 92.82, depth 5 kilometers. Location is Kamang, Arunachal Pradesh, India. National Center for Seismology says in a post on X. In a notable anti-narcotics operations, Gaikulung, police halted a bus from an adjacent states and seized 10,000 YABA tablets weighing 1.059 kg. One person has been apprehended and further investigation is on. On March 15, the Assam police destroyed drugs value at rupees 94.57 crore in Hailakandi districts on March 15, as senior officials said. These lots of drugs were seized during the different operations over the last 6 months. The Deputy Inspector General of Police South, Kankans Jyoti Saikia, says, adding that the lots was approved for disposal. The destroyed drugs includes heroin worth rupees 24.84 crore, YABA tablets worth rupees 27.10 crore, cough syrup step bottles worth rupees 12.38 crore, and the cannabis worth rupees 30.25 crore. Top civils and police administration officials were present at the sites when the drugs were destroyed. Now let's take a short break again. Keep watching for more updates.
Planning to study outside Manipur? Are you confused about your college or university selection after 12? Manipur Edu Online provide assistance to help you. College or university selection, admission guidance, career counseling. Don't delay. For more details, kindly log into our website www.manipuredu.online, or you can also call us at 7628 960 947.
reach the pinnacles of success for your children. Get enrolled to one of the finest schools in Northeast India, UNESCO School. Excellence in education.
Gear up for the future with Quantum University. Write your success story with our new age programs that shall be amongst the top 3 most rewarding careers in India and across the globe in the next decade. One of the reasons why Quantum is a leading private university in India is these world-class partnerships which makes it stand out among the rest.
Welcome back. The government railway police at Agartala railway station detained 6 residents of Bihar found in the possession of cannabis word lags. The GRP in collaborations with the railway protection forces conducted a search operation on Tuesday night. Based on a tip-off, 6 individuals were apprehended on suspicion. Upon search, 31 kgs of the dry cannabis were recovered from their shoulder bags. The accused en route to Bihar were identified as Mati Lal So, 30, Nitish Kumar, 21, Ajay Kumar Singh, 36, Kiamnu Muhammad, 27, Rosans Kumar, 20, and Muhammad Mostaq, 20. GRP officers confirms that any would be produced in court. Upon improvements in the law and order situations in the Valley District, curfew has been relaxed till 10 p.m. today in Imphal East, Imphal West and Thabal District. In Kasing District, curfew has been relaxed till 8 p.m. today. However, in Bishnupur District, curfew has been relaxed till 5 p.m. today. Traffic is seen as usual on the roads. Shops and markets remains open. People were seen purchasing essential items during the curfew relaxation. For ELITETV News Channel, contact to the email address info@elitetv.in or 94028-90982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channels or follow on Facebook page, Instagrams and X for more information about the channel. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick recap of the top stories once again. Sit-in protests and torch rally demanding unconditional release of 3 cadres of UNLF Panmei continues. Renowned lyricist Thangzam Kora passes away. He was 79. Centre notifies PIB's fact-check unit under its rules ahead of Lok Sabha polls. US reaffirm Arunachal Pradesh as Indian territory amidst China's claims. ISIS India head Haris Faruqi arrested in Dubai. All agency banks to remain open for the public on Sunday, March 31st. Arunachal struck by 2 consecutive earthquakes, no damages reported. And curfew relaxed in Imphal East, West and Thabal District till 10 p.m. for Kasing District till 8 p.m. In Bishnupur District, curfew has been relaxed till 5 p.m. today. That's all we have for now. More updates at 3 p.m. again. Till then, take care and have a great time ahead.